Brina and Levan. We've done these pods starting the season, starting Madden 23, all, recorded podcasts. But it's been such a wild morning and a wild start to the season, especially with these trades, that we just had to go live because a franchise quarterback might be on the move, before we're done recording this. So we just wanted to be live to be able to react to this and talk to you guys in the league in the comments. But I'm here with Brina and Levan. How are you guys doing? Sorry,
What's
big
what's
opening.
Yeah, thanks for letting us say hey, man. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
classic
What's up,
RK
Brina?
opening? What's
I
up,
know.
guys?
Wants all the attention to himself. Fucking
But
narcissist.
you just said quarterbacks might be on the move, dude. I think this morning we've already seen two franchise quarterbacks get moved and have new homes.
Dude,
Yeah, so
I'm in a trade talks right now as we speak. It's not for a quarterback. Don't get excited, but it's been a wild morning for sure.
All right, so do we want to talk about that trade right now? I think Will's pulling up some links for us to look at, but let me bring up those trades right now.
should we work? Yeah, should we work backwards, just from like most recent, and then work back from there?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Um. Okay. Yeah.
Because
All
we
right.
had a trade, come through, literally, 8 minutes ago, and that was Kyler Murray for Mac Jones, and obviously a bunch of picks on both sides thrown in.
All right.
That's the
So I'm
biggest
gonna
trade so far. That's the
uh,
biggest pieces moving around.
all right, I'm gonna read this out to you guys and just tell me like if you feel someone got robbed, if it's a fair trade, and just your general thoughts. So Bills get three first. One of them is the Carolinas. Bengals get Kyler Murray, and Carolina's also third.
Sorry about that.
Oh, and Mac Jones.
Yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts? Timmy now gets rid of Kyler. He gets himself the pocket quarterback he thinks he needs, and Kyler's going off to a user that has shown flashes of elite offenses in the past.
So I first of all, I always hate when you get rid of the good quarterback. So I gotta start by saying that getting rid of Kyler Murray can never be good. But if you're gonna get rid of a franchise quarterback like that, young franchise quarterback like that, that's three firsts and a quarterback in return, a young quarterback in return to develop. I think that's a fair. I don't think one robbed.
Yeah.
Isn't this funny? This is like the trade that we had basically talked through for Scott to make with Dallin for Lamar Jackson. He's basically making the same trade. I think he threw in an extra first, and it's for Kyler Murray, obviously. Like I think those were the third and fourth picks in the original fantasy draft.
Yeah. Trout already saying Timmy knows the draft class devs, but let me just touch on this real quick, guys. Doesn't this feel like the same exact desperation Timmy had in last Madden regarding his quarterback situation?
I mean, yeah, it seems like he's always looking for a new answer at quarterback. It's like it's a grass is always greener situation for him, right? He had who? I mean, it's so
Yeah.
many different quarterbacks. Who
Yeah,
did he start with
Trevor
last year?
Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. He traded Trevor Lawrence, and then eventually he ended up with
Trey
uh, Trey
Lance.
Lance. Yeah, he actually developed Trey Lance pretty nicely at
But he didn't
the
start with
back end
Trevor
of the
Lawrence.
season.
Who did he start with? Like
I'm
Jalen
not sure.
Hurts?
Oh yeah. I traded him Jalen Hurts in the first season, I believe, but uh, I think the Trevor Lawrence was his most successful and most long tenure quarterback. He won a Super Bowl with him. He just didn't like him for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I just I just don't like this trade for Timmy, let alone trading away a superstar quarterback. I know you're getting picks back, but we know Timmy's obsessed with defense. So what? Two of those, maybe two of those three first round picks are going to probably be defenders. Like, what's the impact on the roster? What's the impact on the team? Like
This is
Mac.
a this is the real question I have. Timmy, this is surprising. When I saw this trade go, I thought in my head I thought Timmy was a losing football team right now. He is 4-1.
4-1.
Just lost a single his last this last game he lost against Hankin. He's 4-1. He's second in division. Why panic so crazy? I don't know. I feel like when we go back and look at his quarterbacks and what he likes in his quarterbacks, Kyler's kind of it, right? He likes the
Yeah.
quarterback that can go outside, outrun the linebackers, get on the sideline, make a throw down the field. it's just not. I don't know.
Well,
It's
I'll
kind
tell
of
you
puzzling
why.
to me.
I'll tell you why he's panicking, and I know we're going to talk about this later. But it's because there's a juggernaut in the AFC East named the Patriots, and they might run away with this division if he doesn't make a change.
I don't even think it's that. Thank you for
I
saying
think
that.
I
First
think
of all,
that's what
that's
he's
great.
I think that's what he's thinking.
But how do you help that with getting worse at quarterback? That's like the one position that you don't want to get worse at.
Well,
Timmy wants to go back what he's always done. I can't.
I'm-
Anytime he passes, he makes mistakes, so he's going to go back to that running game.
that's fair. I mean, I'm looking at his schedule. I think he it's like the Broncos beating the Jaguars, right? We got the win, but we kind of still saw that like we're not all the way. Nobody would say that the Broncos are all the way there, like from winning that game.
Playing the
He
parade.
beat the Ravens in a close game. He beat the Dolphins in a close game. He beat the Rams, I think was probably CPU, and he beat the Titans. So none of those wins are like super convincing. And then he gets the doors blown off him by Steelers. So like, yes, he's 4-1, but he might just be looking at his product on the field right now and thinking like this isn't going to get it done like against the big dogs in the AFC. So I need to make a move. Like a 42-17 loss will definitely make you do some crazy things.
This is definitely a win in the future move for Timmy, right? There's no way he thinks he gets better with Mac Jones right now.
Well, yeah, probably not. I mean, he's getting 3 first-round picks for it. I mean, I'm pumped that Scott was able to hold on to the first-round pick he got for Garrett Wilson from the Vikings. That's huge.
That trade still deserves a round of applause. Good job, Scott.
I think it's a great move for Scott, and he accumulated all that draft capital. Now, I don't know if his plan was to always get as many first round picks as he can just to go get a quarterback. But I have not heard that. Sorry, I just got distracted by the chat. But there's no reason. Like, what's the class look like in a draft is what I'm really getting at, because he was clearly not happy with Mac Jones, and it showed off. As he starts the season with 0-4, that's where you want, not where you want to be.
Yeah, well, I know we'll touch on the draft probably in the coming weeks, and we'll probably have the draft creator on here. But what I'm enjoying and what's challenging about Riley's draft so far is it's as realistic as you can make a live NFL, like a live college draft, where Riley said he's been diving into college stats and trying to make these players reflect it. So you guys might want to start watching more games on Saturday to find some gems.
Are you watching college football games, or are you just gonna scour the Madden like
Both.
Yeah, I'm not watching college football. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Are either of you guys big college football guys?
No.
Yeah. I don't have a team, but I enjoy having them on, and I just like seeing the mismatches in athleticism. Like, you just see so many big plays in college, and I just absolutely love that.
Yeah, that's definitely true. All right, so should we talk about the Levan, what are you doing, dude? You good?
I'm sorry. Just reporting another trade. All right. Go ahead.
Another
Send it.
trade.
Let's back it up to the other quarterback trade that happened before that. Pretty much everybody. Charles fucking
Oh my god.
Oh,
C-Jock texted me after that, and he was like, "Yo, how can I put this? Is there a way I can mute this chat?" Like, everyone was fucking coming for his throat after this trade. So it was Giants sending Dak Prescott and Cam Akers to fucking Mike Trout in Cleveland for Kirk Cousins and Kareem Hunt, the old double downgrade for Charles.
that's what I'm saying. And we almost say this every time there's a new member and the first trade goes down. When you have an asset and somebody reaches out to you,
There's a reason.
Your best bet is there's a reason. There's a best bet. You put that player, on a trade block so everybody can give you your best offers. I mean, he clearly you said it. I mean, you got a worse quarterback, and Kareem Hunt is probably better than Cam Akers. He might be a little older, but still, you got worse both positions. And I think it's fair to say with some quarterback needy teams, you would have definitely got a bigger haul for Dak Prescott, who's 27, 28, pretty much in his
X factor
prime,
quarterback.
X factor quarterback, exactly. So,
dude, what I don't understand is the asking price for his left tackle was higher than his franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And teams were reaching out to me earlier in the season on like tips for trades, and I know trade talks were had with Dak earlier in the season where a first was involved. So the price dropped for Dak somehow.
No, he just didn't think this through. That's what it was. This is just a silly trade. He didn't think it through. I don't know if he really wanted Cam Akers. No, I'm sorry, Kareem Hunt, I guess. But we'll
He's
see.
just a big fan of just
Kareem Hunt, 86
kicking
overall.
kids.
I mean, like you could have easily traded Dak for a first, and then a first would probably get you almost any running back in the league. I feel like
Would,
so many teams would
would
flip.
first Brina would first
Got Saquon.
get Saquon.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean Saquon's probably better than both these running backs. Cam Akers and
100%.
Kareem Hunt. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
tough.
trade made no sense. I mean, I know he wants to run the ball, but yeah, Kareem Hunt is not it.
It's
And,
not that guy.
and what do we make of um,
Trout.
Trout having those two quarterbacks on his roster, Dak and Russ?
I love it, but it's not going to be good football. There's just no. There's so different, or not really, but
It's
I don't
it's
know.
interesting because he's obviously not using both. He's planning on trading one of them. I'm I'm almost compelled to say that he's gonna trade Russell Wilson. The bad thing about that is that nobody's in really, Russell Wilson's a hot commodity in the last Madden. But in this one, clearly he got so nerfed. Actually, quick sidetrack on this. Does anybody know if any other quarterbacks got nerfed? Like, did Aaron Rodgers get nerfed? Did Tom Brady get nerfed, even though they're having shitty seasons?
Nobody as dramatically as Russ, dropping like 6 overall points to
Yeah,
start
that's
the
fucked
season.
up, isn't it? I've kind of
Yeah, for like
Everyone
3
hates
bad
Russ.
games.
Like
Yeah.
everybody hates Russ.
That's
We got to get
so-
used to that. Okay.
dude. That's so I don't even. That's so mean. That's so mean.
Come on, boys.
Yeah,
Get
high
those
knees.
knees up.
I was thinking that the other day. I was like, damn, Russ is 79 overall. And I was like, he's not the only quarterback. There's like Matt Stafford, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers even are all having like fucking shitty seasons right now, and nobody even is nerfed as hard as they did. But okay, back to the Trout quarterback situation. I mean, realistically, is anybody giving up any serious draft capital or players for Russell Wilson right now?
I mean,
I mean-
it's like he's got the fucking 2 worst houses in the really nice neighborhood. Like those are the 2 X factor quarterbacks, but they're the 2 that nobody really wants. Like I feel like everybody would rather get a young guy and invest
Yeah.
and like develop those. Like, I mean, the only good thing that Trout, like, not the only good thing, but he didn't invest much in either of these. He got these 2 guys for cheap, and I think it kind of reflects like what the league thinks of him. I mean, Charles did put Dak on the block, so it's not
Yeah.
like this was totally done in secret. I mean, people just don't want these guys as much as we think.
That's fair.
Yeah,
But-
and if we're being honest, what do you guys think Russell goes for? Like a package of where maybe a second round pick and low 80s
Second?
player.
I'm not paying a second, and I
Yeah,
don't.
but you
I
got
don't-
Josh Allen. If you're a team that has Matt Ryan or
Oh,
That
yeah,
would be a desperation move where it's just
Yeah.
like you don't have a quarterback and you're just like, I have a losing record because my quarterback sucks right now. If I get Russ, it could win me a few games and maybe I'll sneak into the playoffs. But I think it would be a short-sighted move for most teams to get Russ.
All right,
Is it-
let's. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say real quick, I just love the varying approaches that people approach this league and how they manage their
Oh,
teams.
the best.
You see one
It is.
team like Timmy who has proven success, can't wait to get rid of a young superstar quarterback. Where you have another team like Trout where it's just hoarding them. Who's right, who's wrong, who knows? But I just love the
No,
variety.
yeah, I mean, there's success to be found in all these methods, but it's. I think when it comes to trades and putting people on a block and trying to get best, it's about what people want, and what people don't want right now is Russ or Dak. That's the only bad part about this. Like nobody wants these 2 quarterbacks. All right, should we read some of these comments? Okay, Timmy coming in says we've had this in the plans for a while. Just didn't get the offer we wanted. We need a QB that can do just enough so we can go back to our core foundation. We have the capital for the future now. So I mean, yeah, Brina, you kind of like said the same thing earlier. He's going back to his playing style. I mean, I was looking at this roster. His roster is not bad. He has really really, really good core defensive players too. So I'm really intrigued where this 3 first rounds is gonna go.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
Uh, Trout says he's keeping them both. That's dumb. Okay, you do you, boo. Um, and then Stevie coming in. Trout has a good draft pick bank too. If I were him, I'd send Dak and some first rounders for another QB move. I mean, again, there's plenty of ways you can package that up, but you gotta find somebody who's willing to move a quarterback who's better than Dak for Dak. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's a short list of guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's talk
Timmy
about the
might have been the only one.
Yeah.
Trout. No one cares about your 2 QB system that scored 3 points yesterday, bro.
I know, right? The most relevant 1-4 team there is. He's on a 4-game losing streak. Granted, they were all to pretty solid teams, and he's got the Patriots next, so
Yeah,
he's going to be
I will.
1-5.
I
And
will
they
say
get a
though,
win against the Steelers too.
Dawson Knox is still
That's
a
true.
dude. Dawson Knox was just manhandling Justin Simmons.
Was he?
Twice. But let's talk about this next quarterback trade, boys. So the Cardinals sent 2 first-round picks. One of them, which was a Cowboys first-round pick, a second for Trey Lance, Michael Thomas, and some dude named Jake Matthews.
That's
So
a offensive lineman. I
Trey
think he's like,
Lance, he's like
yeah.
75. Trey Lance on the move again. I think we've seen it every year with Trey Lance. He's about hope. Trey Lance is the hope.
Yes.
You know,
Actually, Trey Lance last Madden was stuck in a fucking Raiders uniform forever, just struggling, not developing whatever that dude's name was. I don't even care. Irrelevant. He wouldn't trade him for fucking house because he was like, no, he thought Trey Lance was worth so much, but this is actually a good deal. I was trying to get Michael Thomas from Christian, our guy Christian, and he said he was trying to package him for some first, and I mean that's a decent deal he got for him.
then I imagine Michael Thomas still has abilities, right?
Yeah, he's a superstar. He's almost 30. I think he's 29 or 30, but yeah, he does have abilities. He's a superstar.
Slap Boy can definitely work in this game. Like I love this trade for Derek. If Christian doesn't like Trey Lance, who am I to tell him to keep him? So I mean, I like this trade for both teams, really.
Yeah.
So I
What,
wonder who is
as,
Christian going to start at quarterback now?
I was gonna ask you that. Does that make you feel better or worse as a division rival?
I kind
With
of I didn't like the whole Trey Lance situation that he had going on there.
Boys,
that was making me nervous.
so I'm
yeah,
looking up Christian's depth chart right now.
I just saw it too.
QB1, Felipe Franks, starting quarterback again in the NFL,
not
baby.
again.
Let's go. Let's go.
So
I
this
wonder if
kind of
he
brings
could
us
end up
back
with Russ.
to. You said what?
Christian could end up with Russ.
I was gonna say, yeah. This brings us back to Mike Trout. He's a dummy. He's not gonna trade any of them, but this might be a perfect situation. Christian's 4-1. I'm sorry, he's 2-3, so he's desperate, right? He needs yeah, he's 2-3, right? He's Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 2-3. Yes.
Joke is 4-1. No, that's sweet. Okay, so he's obviously not too far behind, but when you're 2-3 in this division, you got to have a quarterback. You got to have a quarterback, and honestly, Trey Lance right now, he's a we all know he's a project, so maybe that's why you trade away. Russell Wilson's probably just as good as Trey Lance right now, if not better, with some
Yeah.
abilities. There might be a good, you know, good little 1 season fix, like a bridge till you draft that quarterback, or maybe find somebody else to trade for. But again,
I
we're
don't
just
know,
out here
man.
making matches.
Well, Trout would come out of that looking like a genius if he's able
Yeah.
to cycle through those quarterbacks and then basically flip Russell Wilson for some draft capital, or even the Dolphins have a lot of good young players. If he can flip him for a player, then he basically goes through this whole QB carousel, starting with Kirk Cousins, ending with Dak Prescott, and probably takes on assets
Yeah.
in the process, which would be fucking crazy. And here's the thing about the Dolphins, which is weird. Christian's in a precarious spot. He very well could be like the 5th or 6th or 7th best team in the AFC. He very well could be. He's 2-3 right now. His losses are to me, Timmy, and Joke. Like,
Yeah.
there's a chance that he plays the rest of the AFC and he just cleans up. Like, he's a very good player.
Yeah.
So
Now without a quarterback.
now without a
Well,
quarterback, so that's why it's very interesting to see what he's going to do.
I mean, you've already played him, right, Will?
Mhm.
Levon, have you played Christian yet?
I played him in preseason. Yeah, he's definitely a very good player. Like
That's what I was saying, and like,
expectations at this point from Swedes is that they're good at Madden.
yeah, and like, I'm not calling the offense gimmicky again, but very similar to Joke, explosive. You can call my offense gimmicky, but Christian's offense is explosive. I don't know why. I have a small hunch that he's going to try to develop Felipe Franks or some low-rated quarterback. I don't think we're going to see Christian make a big move. I just got a hunch. I got nothing to support it, but I think we're going to see him go the Joke approach from last Madden and just dev a bunch of young nobodies.
I mean, I don't like that move. You could, but maybe you're just punting on a season already at 2-3.
Yeah, that's what it would feel like to me.
Yeah.
He's got the Vikings next game, so he could use that as a game to kind of figure it out. But then he's got the Steelers after that, who Hank has been the fucking Swede Slayer
Yeah.
this season. I mean,
I mean,
Joe
there's
called him the King Slayer, but I think let's back up, Joe.
Yeah.
You're not a king yet, bro.
I just don't see a way he makes up 3 games on the AFC East without an elite quarterback. So
Yeah.
that's like, I'm just go in on deving this season. That would be my approach.
You're just in line with Franks, but
It's true. It's literally true.
you should trade for him. Give him
Maybe.
Mike Willis. Get some capital back.
I can't trade my best running back like that, bro.
Funny.
All right. Any other trades?
Not about quarterbacks. What did you guys think about my Devontae Adams trade?
Man, it's a good trade. It's not bad at all. Let me see. What did you trade for him? I forgot.
Saquon and Denzel Mims for Devontae.
Yeah, I mean, Devontae is easily the best receiver in the back in the league, and he already had Kamara, so that's a really good trade.
That's a great
I'm
trade.
personally not trading him for that little. And Brennan, one of your boys, right? Like West
Yeah,
Coast
Brennan.
boys, is in your Derek, Adam, Phil group.
Yeah, he just moved out here. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, so that's a classic homeboy trade. I feel like that.
No, but you guys aren't like friends. Like, are you
Yeah,
tight
we
with
have,
Brendan? Okay.
cool. We haven't
No,
gotten
no,
the
but I
chance
mean,
to-
like you are with Adam and Derek. Like, you guys have all met in person. Like, you
Yeah,
haven't met Brendan in person.
Oh, okay,
No, I
okay,
haven't.
okay. That's what it felt like. I was like, damn, this feels like a Stevie Levan trade, like the homeboy trade that we just trying to help each other out. But
Those
I
are
mean,
the best kind of trades.
they really are. It's not a bad trade. I was in talks with Devontae Adams myself, but I didn't have the asset to give him back, so it didn't work out between him and I.
Dude.
But
Fucking running back value is all out of whack in this league. Like, we talked about it last time. The 2 leading rushers in the league are fucking shitty rookies. And
Yeah.
then Jonathan Taylor, who I would say has value. He's 2 years in the league and is fucking amazing. But after that, Kenneth Walker, Malik Willis, right up there. I'm looking at the rushing back.
Dog.
James Cook, another rookie. Justice Hill, who the fuck is that guy? Like, you don't need an elite running back. Fucking trading Devontae Adams when everybody wants a receiver for Denzel Mims. Who the fuck? And Saquon Barkley, yes, a good player, but should not really have value in our league.
I just want to give Stevie and I from some credit for Denzel Mims' hype, because I turned him into a beast last Madden, and Stevie took that torch with him and ran with him.
That is
kind of sucks this Madden apparently. So
He's very bad.
So I mean, yeah. So pretty much what happened here was he traded Saquon Barkley, who is a good running back, no abilities though,
For a
to,
guy I benched.
by
And a guy I
far,
benched.
yeah, by far the best receiver in the league, even though he's 29, 30, so he doesn't have that many
29.
seasons on him.
Yeah.
But
did people know he was available, Devontae?
no, I told you, man, he wouldn't trade. He said I tried to trade because I'll be honest, Brandon went from having D Hop, Tyreek Hill, and Devontae Adams to just left with Tyreek Hill now. So he went from having embarrassed the riches. That's why I initially hit him up, and he was really shopping D-Hop at first, and then he eventually traded him. And I thought that's when I kind of like left him alone. I feel like, oh, he already traded his one of the receivers. I didn't know he was gonna trade both guys away. So, and again, I feel like he would have got a lot more for Devontae Adams. Not from me, just because I don't like giving. I'm not a guy that gives a lot away from older players, but
You heard it here,
somebody would have
folks.
made more
Don't
money.
trade with Levan. You won't get shit.
You only fair deals with me, buddy boys. Yeah, I'm not I'm not getting fleeced by nobody. That's probably one of my biggest fears, to get roasted in the chat for being fleeced.
Yeah.
It's a volatile market.
When people are
Sometimes
just
you got to buy high,
confused.
baby.
What's that?
It's the worst when people are just confused. It's like, wait, no, this can't be
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
details.
Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't make like that.
Was there more letters?
Yeah, was there a
You're like, wait.
miscommunication? There's no way someone is this bad.
Yeah, there's no way this guy traded a quarterback and a running back for a quarterback and a running back. Yeah, it was.
I know. I was like, yo, Trout, send me a screenshot of when Charles agreed to this shit. And it was like, Charles, like, let's do it. It's like, fuck, damn it. Like, I thought maybe you jumped the gun. I don't know. It's bad. Bad.
Speaking of wide receivers, I mean, not a super big deal, but it looks like Donovan Peoples-Jones is headed to New York. So Joke saw something he wanted and is paying a depth lineman and 6th-round pick for it.
Damn, that's a blockbuster trade.
I know. Is there any trades that you guys want to see still? Something that hasn't happened that you think should happen?
Yeah, I want to see Lamar get freed. Everybody knows that Lamar Jackson is on the block. Hit up Dallin. He has made it
Lamar Ball?
abundantly clear.
Oh,
is-
dude, that video you sent of the cat stuck behind that door. I'm gonna get you out. I'm gonna get you out.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Who?
Good one.
Yeah. All right. Who else? Who else is on the block? Hold on, I've got this written down. God, I had everybody that's on the block, and then they all got traded this morning, like fucking Trey Lance and Dak.
Well, while you're looking it
Field.
up, I'm gonna put this out there. Atlanta should look into trading for Russ. Apparently, they're running Kyle Trask right now as their starting quarterback, and I think he's got a couple wins off of him. My boy Jason is a player. Get this man a quarterback.
He had weird quarterback situation going on last Madden too.
Yeah, he had one
Yeah.
season. He had one season of Brady, and he fell
Yeah.
off the earth. Dude's got 7 receivers on his depth chart. Let's go.
All right, well, yeah, Kyle Trask. All right, he's got 15 touchdowns, 12 interceptions with Kyle Trask. Dude's 6'5", 24 years old, 65 overall. All right,
With
84 throw power.
84 throw power. You got to do better than that. Or as Alex would say, throw power doesn't matter, and he did just beat my ass.
Caleb was hitting me up, and he was saying, what's Jalen Hurts got to do to get some recognition on the pod? And then
Have more touchdowns than interceptions.
because he was saying that I don't remember this from the draft, but apparently Caleb drafted Jalen Hurts and it got a lot of hate. People didn't like it. Was
Yeah.
it a first round pick? Did that happen? Do you guys remember that?
No.
No, you don't remember
do
that?
not.
Okay.
I was looking at Kyle Trask stats real fast. Kyle Trask, top 10 quarterback. If you look at quarterback rankings.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
Yeah,
can we
that's
get into
or
the quarterback rankings right now? I think we got all the trades discussed. Can we talk QB rankings? Because those are finally back and we're super pumped about it.
Please do. Please do.
Let's talk about it. This is the quarterback rankings we're going to talk about is not included his last week, obviously. Not included his last advance. The new one's going to come out. Well, not this advance, but one after that, because I think I'm going to go back to doing the same 3-week rankings. I don't know. We'll see. You get them when you get them. All right. You guys got it pulled up?
Yep.
All right. How do we feel? What's the biggest surprises?
Let me see. I lied when I said I had it up.
Can you give us the top 10 real quick, Levan? Just run us through the top 10.
Yeah, so you got Matt Stafford, number one. Again, for people, the newcomers who looking at this quarterback rankings, they're like, "Oh, this doesn't make sense." You know, the biggest thing I go off is TD INT ratio, only passing, and QBR. or quarterback rating or passer rating, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's showing me on the thing. Those are the two things I go off, and then yards and completion percentage is the second thing. So the Matt Stafford right now has the 13 touchdowns, 3 picks, which is the highest ratio, TDINT ratio, 115 passer rating. Davis Mills right behind him, 13 touchdowns, 4 picks. Ryan Tannehill, that's top three. Is that surprising? Matt Stafford,
Very,
Davis Mills,
Stafford, Mills,
Ryan
Tannehill.
Tannehill.
very.
Has Tannehill been all CPU though? Maybe one Edon game.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. But
I don't
that's
even think
the
he's played.
yeah. That's crazy that
Um,
Tannehill is rated higher than Russell Wilson
and I
CPU
will
rating.
say, Adam has had, I believe, I believe he's had at least two CPU games as well. And Adam's
Playing against CPU, right?
playing against CPU, and he's pretty good at knowing how to beat the CPU. So I'll be
Yeah,
interested to see if he can stay up there for a while.
Ooh, so you think that Stafford hot start is a little fool's gold there? Do you think he's gonna regress big time?
I think that if you were gonna give an analogy for Matt Stafford, you know when you go on like those shitty camping adventures where you go pan for fool's gold, I think if you dig enough, you might find some Matt Stafford.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if he'll end up. Yeah, we'll see.
well,
I'm suspicious.
yeah. There's. I mean, this is the first. This is so early into the seasons. This the groups of these quarterbacks are gonna start going back to their own original places. I feel like usually first 2 or 3 QB rankings, you have some surprise players up there, but eventually, kind of like everybody goes where they belong. Um, I mean, you keep going down. You look at Sam Howell. He's only throwing like less than 500 yards, but he had 5 touchdowns, only 1 pick. That was again a couple of CPU games, I believe, in there. And Rodgers having a pretty hot start. Nobody's surprised by that. 11 touchdowns, 5 picks. And then back end of top 10, you got Herbert, Allen, Ritter, and Kyle Trask, kind of like bunched in there with about around 10 touchdowns each.
Yeah, I feel like I need more data on these guys because every other name it seems like that you're looking at, I'm like, all right, 49ers. I feel like the CPU played like half
Yeah.
of their games. Like Aaron Rodgers, okay, wasn't he traded after like week 2? The guys
And
that I see in the top 10 are that are like super legit. Stafford, Mills, uh,
Rodgers.
Herbert, Rodgers, yes. Herbert, Allen, Ritter, Trask, Zach Wilson, Malik Willis. That's like my top 10.
Yeah. I
Who
mean,
on this list? Who on this list do you guys think makes the biggest jump within the next couple weeks?
if Joe Burrow gets traded, he has to be better than the second quarterback, right?
Jeez.
And
Oh
yes,
man,
Smoke Show is struggling. I mean, who
you
Joe
think he
Burrow
Darnell had him
probably
trades?
first.
wasn't he like projected to go like third overall, like the third best quarterback in a league? I think he's like 89 overall, X Factor.
Yeah, I mean he's top 5 projected pick on that Gridiron Tools app.
Right. Yeah, and
Hey,
this is
Stevie's saying Fields is gonna skyrocket. We'll see. We'll see, Stevie.
Fields at 15 right now with 10 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. They are on
he
a
had a
2-game
good
win
game.
streak.
Yeah, he's been
Last game he had a
dialing
3 or 4 touchdown game with no picks, so he's definitely gonna,
Oh
he's
yeah,
definitely
he's
going up. Yeah.
14 and 11 right now.
Mike
in.
Trout
Well,
saying Joey B on next on the Browns list.
it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah,
You know who
actually,
needs to
Wow.
trade for Burrow? Caleb. You can't have Joey. You can't have Joe Burrow as your logo and
dude,
him
I'm so
not be on your
confused by
team.
that. I'm so confused by that.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Burrow's revenge.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, some interesting names down on the bottom. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, another one in the 20s. He also had another 3 touchdown, no pick game. Deshaun Watson, surprised. Not really, because he's on the Vikings. We all know Mike struggles with the quarterback play. Dak Prescott, that was mostly CPU playing, so not putting too much stock into that. Trevor Lawrence, a lot of volume from Joke, but A lot of interceptions, 14 picks, 12 touchdowns. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Does that pretty much wrap up the QB rankings?
Yeah, I mean, like Will said, we don't have a lot of data. People are not playing. People didn't play a lot of games in the first quarter, so these are going to be kind of like, just see where you at real fast. But I believe starting next week and later, hopefully we get some. Again, like hopefully these quarterbacks kind of like go back where they belong or start grouping into like top tier, mid tier, bottom tier quarterbacks.
It's amazing, like the stronghold that the QB rankings has on the fucking league.
Yeah.
Like when I throw a pick, that's the first thing I think about is the
Me
fucking
too.
QB rankings, and I get like a fucking pit in my stomach because I threw a pick and I know that it's gonna hurt his TD to
Yeah,
interception
dude.
ratio. It's like, oh god, like more than
Trust me,
developing, I
bro.
care about the QB rankings.
I
Me
know.
too. I care about it so much. Most of my picks come off me trying to do too much because I want my quarterback to rise a little bit, get another fucking touchdown. It's
Hey, what's up, Dolan?
Dallin. We did mention Lamar
Dallin,
was
my
3-0
bad.
last game. We're and same with Stevie's quarterback. We mentioned um, Justin Fields went 4-0 in the last game. So those are obviously going to help your quarterback struggles or rankings. Lamar Jackson, though, can't wait to see him on a new team. We
I know,
appreciate you.
geez, get him out of
Those
there.
So now that we like Dak's off the market, right? So now Lamar is even a hotter commodity.
Is Dak off the market? Like it seems like Trout's just gonna keep
Yeah.
trading until
Yeah.
he starts winning games. Like, and who knows
What?
when that's gonna happen?
Yo,
Oh,
what?
man.
You guys remember what team he was? I think it was a basketball team. I don't remember if it was Celtics or Pacers. Some of the Eastern Conference team that they traded so many. They traded so many picks away. They got there was a rule made after them that he can't trade, uh, you know, future picks outside of like
You
3
can
or
only
2
trade so
years.
many years out. Yeah.
Yeah, so many years out. I feel like that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a rule against Trout soon if he keeps trading. Imagine him having like 5 starting quarterbacks on his roster. Is they gonna be like at some point like, all right, dude, like, he can't be just trade. He's like tight. His whole team is made up tight ends and quarterbacks. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
So Alex just started his game. He's playing Jarrell right now.
Yep.
Dallin just said in the chat, Lamar in the Philly playbook was fire. He did tell me that he was going to change playbooks after the pod, and we were giving him a hard time about
Ooh,
Lamar. And I told him, I was like, go
the
like
old
Cowboys
change
or
playbook.
Eagles playbook. And I guess he went with the Eagles, and it worked out.
I'm getting tired of Trout hiding behind like, oh, I'm the Browns' shitty franchise. Like, you're just bad at Madden, dude.
Yeah, come on, Trout.
Yeah.
But he knows that deep down. He knows.
It's okay.
He was like, that dude. And we talked about this, but the rest of the league needs to know. Fucking Trout hits me up, and he's just like, and he probably hit you guys up saying the same thing. Like, yo, could you like check out my playbook? I uploaded it to the Madden share files. Like, could you look at it and give me feedback? Like, listen, Trout. One, okay. I don't even give a fuck about playbooks. I use stock playbooks and run coach suggestions all game, but that's besides the point. You would have to win like 3 Super Bowls in a row and be like dominant for me to have the level of curiosity to be like, oh, let me see what's in this guy's playbook. Like, dude, I'm not looking at your playbook. Brina, he asked you too?
No, but I was a bad boy. So you told me about it, so I was like, let me turn an FBI up on this motherfucker. So apparently you can search playbooks, and I already took mine off, so you can't find mine.
Ooh.
So you can search playbooks by gamer tag. And I
Wow.
found your playbook, Mr. Trout.
You can only search him if you upload him, right? Or you can just search it.
His playbook was called Big Boys. And Trout, that is the shittiest playbook I've ever seen. Your coach's suggestions were all halfback slam. Like, it was just one play. And like, it was just a bunch of motion bullshit. I mean,
yeah, I'm with Will on this one. It takes
Yeah.
so much time to organize a playbook, especially if you want coach suggestions to be right. I tried a couple of times. I was like, man, this is shitty.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I just favorite some plays and go with coach suggestions till I'm 3rd and 9 and I have to like get a first down or something like that. So yeah, it's too much work. We got day jobs.
Yeah. I've been kind of sick the last couple of days, so I've just been nerding out on my playbook. But dude, it takes hours. Dollar. Now I understand why he asked me if I like big boy formations. But Yeah, you got some work ahead of you, Trout. I don't think that's the one yet.
What do you guys think about this? So we talked about this. I don't know if you remember, Levan, when we went to that second bar on Saturday night, when we just showed up at that random basement bar and it was filled with Broncos fans. We were talking about Madden with Alex and shit. And Alex is a stock playbook guy too. And like, I feel like this is my general philosophy on Madden, and this is kind of what we were talking about. Is like every play there's like a guy open, and there's a play to be made because it is a game. Like no matter what formation is called on, like no matter what's called on D, what's called on offense, like you can make every single play work. It's just like a video game at the end of the day. Like, do you guys think that that's true? Do you think like playbooks and play calling are like overrated? I'm so in the camp that it's completely overrated. You can make anything work.
As King custom playbook, I'd 100% agree. I like my custom playbook because they're plays that I like.
That means you disagree then.
Yeah. Do you disagree or agree?
I agree that they're highly overrated. More people
Okay.
should be running stock playbooks.
Okay.
If you're not going to put the time in to clean up the coach's suggestions, you're just going to be calling a lot of bad plays and you're going to be recycling a lot of the same plays just because, at least in my experience, if that shit's not organized, you're going to fall back to the same formations, your comfort plays, you're going to call what you know. Like if you have a 400 play playbook and you're individually selecting plays, you're not going to go through your entire playbook.
Yeah, we've said this before so many times. Alex won those 2 Super Bowls on like 5 plays. It's you don't. It's
Yeah.
You're right. The custom playbook's overrated. Just find a playbook that has a couple of things that you like, and then you just build off on that and trying to like do some audibles to if people catch up on your shit. But yeah, you're right. Anything can be worked out. Trust me. I wish. I feel like I fall back to that sometimes. I'm like, man, fuck this. This is the playbook, but it's just you. You suck.
Yeah.
I suck. Yeah, it's just you. Playbook's not gonna save you.
I mean, custom playbooks would definitely help. Like if, like, oh man, this playbook doesn't have jet sweeps, and I got a really dope slot guy that I want to get the ball to. Like little things like that are cool. But if you think a playbook's gonna save your offense or save your season,
Yeah, there's no playbook out there with a bunch of fucking touchdown plays.
yeah, I'm like, oh, this.
Every play is just like wide open guy in a touchdown. It just doesn't happen. And if he does, hit me up because I need one too.
You and I were talking to Levan, probably the shittiest playbook, not shittiest playbook though. We're both a little disappointed with Arizona's playbook. It's like legit no run games in that playbook.
Yeah, it's if you like passing, go get Arizona playbook because there's some good passing concepts. But God forbid you have to run for 2 yards. There's nothing there. I don't think
What
there's
are you running with now, Levan?
Arizona.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. Arizona, baby. I mean, I like their like I said, their passing concepts are really really cool, and Josh Allen's ability to fucking hot route anybody and any player on the field helps a lot. Kind of like make up my own fucking playbook as we go. But yeah, I operate mostly out of shotgun, so I don't need that many run plays. But there's times when I'm like, man, I fucking wish I had like nice just power, just run down to somebody's throat, and there's just not.
Something besides inside zone.
Yeah,
Do you
Inside
run?
zone is awesome. It's the only run play you need.
Do you
I
run New
agree.
England's
Yeah,
playbook, Chuck?
What'd you say?
Do you run New England's playbook?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. I love when teams run their own playbooks. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, just roll with what you got.
No.
Last Madden, I was running that balanced playbook. Like you know how at the end they've got all like the running gun, the West
Yeah.
Coast.
that's literally the same as Patriots.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same. I've looked into it. It's like 90% identical.
Oh shit.
I guess it can be identical if it's 90%, but it's like 90% same.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Let me do the league member spotlight real quick because I forgot that we had
Go
one
for it.
until right now.
Nice.
Love these.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
our
do
boy
high knees when we
Edge.
talk.
Edge, who I played yesterday, we went wire to wire. It was 42-35. He was driving down the field. Jeremy Chin got an interception to seal the game. ETN had a monster game, but he's got some dogs. He's got Desmond Ritter, who Levan, me and you were high on in the pre-draft process. The
Best
Madden
rookie
pre-draft.
quarterback. Yep.
Yeah, best rookie quarterback. He's got him. He's got Jamison Williams, 98 speed receiver, who Brina, I hear you've been aggressively pursuing.
I've been like offering this dude sexual favors, and he keeps declining me. And I told him like I'm just gonna come back stronger each week with an offer. So hopefully he ends up in a Chargers uniform.
Well, he had his way with L'Jarius Sneed. Like that was rough. Mossed me, I
Yeah,
think, 3 times for long touchdowns. Just brutal. All right, so let me run through this. He's 27,
dog,
great age. He's from Denver. Or he lives in
dog.
Denver.
From
Um,
Texas.
from Texas.
I met Edge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's assistant manager at a gym. Yeah. Why don't you tell us about your impressions of Edge when you met him?
he's a cool guy. First, I thought he was gonna dominate me, dude. He was just looking at me, and I was, hey, nah. But he's a super cool dude. We hung out at the bar. We hung out at the tailgate. He was hanging out with him. He got pretty friendly with my brother-in-law, which was super cool. He's just a super like easy guy to talk to. Complete opposite of Derek and Adam. No, but Edge is a super cool guy, man, and I think he kind of he didn't have his way last Madden, but I think he's gonna be a consistent top quarter team in this generation. I
Well, he
think
had
he's got
3 seasons where he was 10-7, and he didn't make
yeah
the playoffs because he was in the fucking loaded NFC North.
yeah
He's always been good, and I love playing against Edge. He just gets mad. Like that's why I like playing against him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good user.
Yeah. So, uh, his favorite Madden player ever. There's no way that you guess this, Levan, or maybe Brina. You might guess this.
Was it a tight end?
It's a receiver.
It's from last Madden, then, huh?
I don't know. I don't remember him having this guy last Madden. Maybe he did.
I'm blanking because I'm just thinking of Jameson Williams right now.
Andy Isabella.
Oh yeah, dude, he was a dog last game for him.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't know that.
I thought Andy Isabella was on like Adam's team or something like that.
nah.
I mean, obviously not. but-
Yeah, no, I thought that too.
It was last Madden that he had Andy. He cost him a couple big games to make the playoffs or in the playoffs, I think.
Right on.
All right. Well, fun fact: the Broncos have never lost when I've attended a game.
Edge, you
Okay,
need to get
that's
season
it.
tickets.
GoFundMe. Yeah,
Yeah.
GoFundMe for Edge's season tickets.
Yeah, get him in.
Have you guys ever seen the Broncos lose?
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. I've never been on a Broncos game. I've never seen a Broncos lose in live internationally.
Oh, same.
Oh, yeah, let's go. No, I've seen
Oh.
Broncos lose to fucking Jets and Giants before. It's pretty sad.
Fuck, dude, I don't think I've ever seen the Broncos lose in person.
Must be nice.
It's great.
Dude, I saw them play in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, and my plan, I went with my ex-girlfriend. We went, my plan was just to scalp tickets. We ended up we scalped and we got fake tickets. And then we had to buy another set of tickets, and we didn't get in till like midway through the second quarter. But the Broncos were up like 27-7. So we missed all the good Broncos shit, and then Antonio Brown just dominated the rest of the game. Like, do you remember that when Antonio Brown dominated Chris Harris Jr.?
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh? That was so rough.
Man.
Who's blowing us up in the chat?
Steve's asking if the game was at MetLife. No, the game I watched was in in Denver. I've never seen till this year. I've never been any other games at any other stadiums besides the Broncos.
And then Dallin just reminding us that the Isabella Edge connection was actually 2 Maddens ago when Edge also had Herbert. So
okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, that does make sense. That's why I was saying Levan probably wouldn't know because, I don't remember him having him last Madden.
Yeah. But cool. Yeah. I mean, Edge is just to wrap it up, Edge is a dope dude. Awesome Madden player. He gets a lot of shit for running like cheese, YouTube kind of stuff, but it just comes down to he knows the game. He knows what works.
This reminds me when I first joined that league. I remember there was a couple of players that hit me up for the head-to-head, and Edge was one of them. And I remember him just whooping my ass by delayed tight end releases over and over.
Yeah.
Whipping the head on my. But yeah, you're right. He loves finding that finding plays that work for him, and he's definitely a grinder when it comes to Madden. He grinds in Madden, so love this guy.
So I also asked him how he got into the league. and this is what he said. So he said, when I was 13, my family moved from Colorado to Texas and spent years trying to find coverage of the Broncos. Around 2017, I found BSN and was hooked. As far as the Madden League, I heard Timmy's comment about the league and immediately emailed him. It's like the same. I got to ask better questions. Everyone's got that same story. Like, how did you get into the league?
Oh, dude, I actually found the original uh, email chain about the league too. I could actually bring up the original 8 members. Give me 1 second if you guys want to keep talking.
It's so weird because well, you looked it up, Brina. It's so weird that I remember hearing about this league a long time ago too, and I remember immediately being interested in it, but I didn't reach out till last year, which is kind of weird. I feel like I. What about you, Will? When's the first time you heard it? Was it last year?
Yeah, last year. Pretty recently. I probably
Okay.
was on the wait list for like 3 or 4 or 5 months. Not that long.
Yeah, same here. I was, but I remember wanting to be in a league way before that, but I guess I kept forgetting about it or something. I don't know.
All right, guys. So this email goes back to 2019. So I'm gonna give you the first group of users. I was the Arizona Cardinals. Brennan was the Cleveland Browns.
Goat.
DJ that loved to drop N bombs was the Cowboys.
Oh, boo.
Boo. Tariq Cohen ran for 600 yards in one game. Dog. Some guy named Danny was the Broncos. Stevie was the Packers. Nialo was the Texans. Scott was the Colts. Some guy named Travis was the Vikings. Some guy named Devin was the Saints. Timmy was the Jets. Seth was the Steelers. Caleb was the Bucks. And Edge was the Titans.
Weak lineup, to be honest. There's a couple
Yeah.
of good ones in there, but weak ass lineup.
Yeah.
Damn, Caleb was the Bucks all the way back then. Did he have Joe Burrow back then?
He had Joe Burrow, but his logo was Lamar Jackson.
That's
Funny.
good. That is funny. All right, so that's it on Edge. Fucking legend. Love that dude. And when you left the pod group, just to clarify, we didn't boot Brina from the pod group. He left, and we were joking about at needing some height because if I'm the
We were just
tallest member,
bored.
that's the problem. Edge was like, "I'm 6'3", I can step right in. Like whatever you guys need, I'm in." So he was down to jump in, which is funny.
I'd love to hear Edge on the pod. I mean, if I want to hear someone talk Madden, it's probably him.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So we talked trades. We talked Edge. I've got like some pod notes of just shit that I've seen across the league in the last week. Okay. And I want you guys to react to them. And there are some games that are kind of underlying these. So we'll get into it. So the AFC West. The AFC West looks like what we thought the real AFC West would look like. So remember before the season where it was like every football talk show is going to lead with the AFC West. This is the best division ever. Like every game is in prime time. Every game is going to be great because they all have high-powered quarterbacks.
Turns out it's true.
Kind of flopped a little bit in the real NFL. Raiders are irrelevant. Broncos kind of suck. But you guys are actually like that. Your division is fucking crazy right now.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to me about the recent games in your division.
Man, so the game I want to bring up isn't even highlighting the teams in the lead. I've already watched Broncos Raiders twice. The game you had with RK Levan. That to me is the game of the year so far. That goes back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That goes 2 weeks ago. I mean, I know we have some catching up to do, but that was like watching a heavyweight boxing match, man. That game was nuts.
I'll be honest. I was surprised how entertaining that game came out. I agree because I remember I was hyping it up. I was like, Allen versus Herbert round 1. Heavyweight matchup, the shootout, and then when we played, shootout it was, man. He scored a touchdown. I scored a touchdown. He scored a touchdown. I scored a touchdown. Like it was just back and forth. Came down to the last drive touchdown on a 4th down on the goal line. With like 10 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, it was everything that I imagined that game to be. This honestly, all my AFC West matchups. I've had 3 division games within the first 5 weeks already. They've all been grinds. Chiefs and Broncos were shootouts, both. I lost 42-35 against the Chiefs, and I won 35-34 against the Broncos. And obviously, Chargers was another grind. Just lost what? Uh,
19-20 or
n-
something.
yeah, no, it was a 6 point game. So, uh, 13-19, something like that. Um,
All one possession games.
yeah, all one possession games. And I'm just looking right now. Raiders have scored the most points in the division, 169 points, and have allowed the most points, 151 points. And then you look at the Chargers and the Broncos, they're doing really good defensively. They're the only ones who've given up less than 100 points so far. Chargers, 155 points scored and 96 allowed. Not bad. That's a pretty good differential, and I think they are the first in the division.
Does
Well,
the
tied for
division?
first with the Chiefs.
I mean, let's be honest. In the division of Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, did you think that so early on Zach Wilson and Malik Willis would be the ones leading the division?
No, no, but when you get those top quarterbacks, I mean, you gotta expect to have weaknesses elsewhere. And
Yeah.
my biggest weakness, obviously, I said I gave up the most points in the AFC West so far. Is defense. Can't stop shit. So if I throw one interception, I know that I have to throw two more touchdowns just to make up for that extra possession I gave away to the opposition. Because I don't think I literally can only remember one stop against Chiefs that I had. I forced one punt. Every other one he scored. So uh, it's tough. It's
What
tough when your
about?
defense can get a stop.
I mean, I know you said you have holes, but I mean, guys, I looked at RK's roster. I don't know how you have Justin Herbert, his weapons, and his defense and offensive line is still pretty nice. I mean,
Yeah, the
the
draft
dude
was
got a
good.
gift.
Yeah, draft definitely hooked him up. I mean, he ended up with AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. I think that's the players he took.
Yeah.
He had to. Um, and then he's like you said, his offensive line. I don't see him making any trades or anything. So obviously, those are the teams that got auto picked for him. So actually, you know what's funny? I was going through. Obviously, I've been looking for a receiver, and I was going through some rosters, looking at people's receivers. All the I don't know if the size goes into like the draft value or something like that, but all the rosters I go through, most of the people have either all small receivers or all tall receivers, big receivers. And it's so annoying because I'm on the opposite side. I'm in a all small receivers room when I have my two best receivers are under 6 foot, 5'10" and 5'11", and just like have no absolutely no size, and they're not dominant enough to get too much separation too. So
God,
I,
stop whining about your receivers.
Yeah.
no, what I'm saying is like what I'm saying is like it's so weird that all these players ended up bunched up in the same team.
Cortland
Uh,
Sutton, baby.
yeah, huh?
Cortland
Coach
Sutton, come
Sutton?
get him.
Yeah, no, I don't want your fucking picks. I mean, I don't want to give you picks. Uh, but yeah, I mean, AFC West obviously is going to be to be fair, Brina, RK was the first one in the AFC West. None of us came this division thinking that it was going to be easy or it was going to
Yeah.
be a breeze walk.
Yeah. If anything,
Maybe I did for a little bit.
we ruined
Maybe.
RK's plans.
Oh yeah, RK thought he was going to be by himself for sure. I
Yeah.
100% agree. Uh, I thought I had a little hope because you guys were both complaining about this game so much. I was like, oh, maybe I'm actually going to be way better than these guys. But you guys showed that you guys can keep up and play just as good, if not better. So it's gonna be a grind. Another year of grinding.
When I say Zach Wilson, what do you guys think as the Chiefs quarterback?
Well, I just seen it. Apparently, fucking Zach Wilson is the Cam Newton 2.0 in his prime MVP season. Dude, again, I don't know if it's just my defense just being so fucking shitty. Every goal line came out, and I was like, "Here comes Zach Wilson, quarterback."
Dog.
Shaking dudes off, and I was like, it was just so painful to watch that.
It's
But
got boot Derek. Boom, get out of here.
seriously, yeah. What about
When
you?
yeah, what about you, Will?
No, I loved watching that game, Chiefs Raiders, because Phil, I put it in the chat. He was so dialed in with his play calling. I think he just kept you off balance on defense the entire time. I was
You did.
very impressed, and
Yeah.
Zach Wilson did look very good. So I feel like we need to. He probably still could have gotten him in the second round, but like he's looking smart right now for taking the guy he wanted. Who cares if it was the 7th overall pick? And the one thing I want to say about the Broncos Raiders game, or I want to ask you, Levan. It was great when the game went down. Like Joe Kim was in the chat, like RK versus Levan, like big rivalry. Like everybody knows this is going to be a big game this entire Madden. Fucking RK's been on like a Euro trip the last 2 weeks. Like, was he better than you thought he was going to be? Like coming into that game, like I would have thought he'd be, rusty and a little off, but he took you right down to the end.
Yeah.
Were you expecting an easier game?
No, I wasn't. Not really.
I
wasn't expecting an easier game. Again, I said, I mean, we were both 2-1 at that point, I think. So we were both coming in with a win, some impressive wins. So again,
I don't know, man. There was a part in the game where you guys were going back and forth, and you're like, "Damn, man, you don't got like any international leg or anything like that." Like,
oh yeah. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of for my sake. I was like, man, what if it's lagging? Because I guess I was hosting, but still, you never know when there's he got that prime Wi-Fi though.
He was 2-1, but he had lost to the Seahawks. That was his CPU. He beat Alex's CPU. He beat Spence by 1 point, and Spence's admittedly first game on Madden 23. It's like it's not like he was fucking rolling in there 2-1, guns blazing.
Yeah, you gave him the confidence he needed, asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at it. I was like, damn, he has Justin Herbert, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and my defense is trash. So I was like, fuck, it's gonna be tough to stop. And I didn't stop. Like I didn't stop him. I think I got like 1 or 2 red zone stops. He only got field goals on him. But
all right. Last note on the AFC West. We touched on Zach Wilson, Malik Willis. Is he the most surprising player from the AFC West?
No, he's not. Because he's not surprising. It's good. You're doing well, but everyone knows you're good. So you're going to do well with whatever quarterback you have, especially like a fast. I mean, people valued Malik Willis in the first draft. Stevie took him in the second round. Like,
yeah. Well, if I'm being honest, I'll stop being like coy about it. I'm surprised he fouled me, dude. He's got near Lamar Jackson speed, Aaron Rodgers throwing motion, 94 throw power. So like everything is there, but his stats just suck. So if you can work within him, hopefully he'll end up being something nice.
Brina's like, this guy's like mixer of Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. You guys surprised he's good?
I know, yeah.
Just describes a perfect prototype.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been great. He's been awesome. And you fucking dominated Trout.
With a huge 4th down conversion. Wow. Sorry. That was a crazy.
You guys want to touch on some other AFC? Kind of just run through the AFC real quick?
Yeah. Are the Steelers good? How good are the Steelers? Are they a Super Bowl team? Because Hank is the Swede Slayer. Like, I dominated Hank, and then he takes out Timmy, or he takes out Trout, then he takes out Timmy, then he takes out Joke, or some order of that, but he takes out those 3 guys. Like, how good is this team?
100% Swede Slayer, not the King Slayer yet.
Yes, agreed. Yeah,
it's gonna be hard for me to buy into you as the number 1 powerhouse when with Jacoby Brissett, but when the second place team in your division is Trout with 1 win. So like, where are you getting these wins? Swedes when you're hosting and your own division? I don't know. Definitely a powerhouse. We know Hank's a top player. We know Hank's a top play caller, but I have some questions around this roster. So we'll see.
I mean, he has 2 division wins. He's obviously we can say that Browns, Ravens, and Bengals have been eliminated for playoffs. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get the home game in playoffs. That's pretty clear at this point. And again, we're talking about Swede players, man. We were just saying how good Swedes are in Madden. Apparently, like they're all good. So those are all solid wins. And just the fact that he's only doing Jacoby, that's kind of. Mike Trout, you're funny. He did beat Hank, and then you gave him a chance to come back, which is a rookie move. I made that mistake before too. No worries. But yeah, at this point, his trajectory. I mean, he's on a pace to finish what, like 13-3, maybe. right?
Yeah.
13-3. Yeah, so probably going to be competing for the top seed.
I'd be fine with Hank as the 1 seed. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean his division was supposed to be good, and then Riley left,
Riley
and
left.
Darnell has not really filled his shoes. That's really the
Yeah.
biggest hit.
That's true.
All right. Then let me just run through the other teams and just give me your initial.
Scott just
your
got
first-
Kyler, though. Shout out to my boy Scott. You never
He's
know.
Shout
0
out to
4
Scott.
though. He's 0 4. He's got to
Yeah.
turn it around like now.
Yep. You know,
Browns. Does Trout do any movement? What do you think of with the Browns?
nah, Trout fucking
No.
sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no shot.
Darnell, Ravens. That roster's kind of barren too.
Yeah, I don't know what Darnell's identity is really. I don't really know. I he's obviously struggling. 0-4. I remember he came out and his first touch was a kick return for a touchdown. So I was like, okay, maybe this guy got some hits, joystick skills, stick skills. Then since then he's scored 33 points in 4 games, which is yikes. That's not bad. That's not good. So probably not a threat there. And then Bengals.
Well,
think-
who do you like between Browns and Bengals?
Bengals, 100%, especially for
Yeah,
next
Bengals.
year.
Yeah,
I think like Scott's so behind this year. I wouldn't even try to sweat games out to win, man. Like, learn how to use Kyler, understand the timing, understand the difference in timing from the last game to this game, and like develop your young players because the Bengals should be competing for. We all give Scott hype, right? If next year's your year, this is a wash year. You're 0-4, but start building for next year. I really like Scott.
Do we have I feel like the AFC playoffs are like almost set. Like we can talk about Browns and Bengals, like who's going to come out and be the second place team in the AFC North, but is that going to matter? There's going to be 2 wildcard teams from my division, 2 wildcard teams probably from your division.
Yeah,
that are all in the hunt. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna, yeah,
The only way you ever make the playoffs in the AFC North is by winning your division.
yeah.
I mean, it's not too crazy to see Bengals actually can turn it around this season. With Kyler Murray, let me know. Let me show you. Let me walk you through their schedule real fast. They got Ravens. We just talked about I think that should be a win. Saints without D Hop or Devontae Adams at this point. Tyreek Hill's the only weapon there. Falcons, Jason's Falcons. Yeah, doesn't. I'm not in love with
Jason's
that team.
That's where I'll start to believe in Scott if he can win that game. If he's
Yeah.
3-4,
Yeah, 3-4. So he might be, and then he has Browns and Panthers coming up, and then by week 10, he could be 6-4 or 5-5, and then then his hard games are coming up: Steelers, Chiefs, Patriots, Bills, some tougher opponents down the stretch. But you just gotta you gotta win next 5 out of 6 games. Yeah, 5 out of 6 games you gotta win, and then we can talk.
Yeah, and we've seen him get hot before. All right, AFC South, leading the division, Duval at 2-2.
He's about to be 2-3.
With the worst quarterback in the league, worst performing quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's about to be 2-3. Oh,
And
Alex.
we got
is Alex winning by a lot?
28-6. So Alex is about to be 2-3, probably on top of that division.
back.
That's crazy. He just went from being the 4th in that division to probably being the 1st or tied for the 1st with a tiebreaker. So
It's pathetic. He misses the first 3 weeks of this league, and he's going to get a home playoff game. Like he's back already. Like it's ridiculous. Nobody can take advantage.
I know.
Well, Titans.
Man, that fucker.
Let's go through his team right first. Jaguars is one of the biggest disappointment, right? Joe Burrow, obviously, straight up garbage so far. He hasn't shown anything that his level of quarterback should show. Titans, Taysom Hill, not it. We can talk about that. They're struggling. Beef, come on, Beef. I thought you were supposed to be the Alex Slayer. I thought this was gonna be the guy.
Elite defense.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it no more.
His defense is good. I mean, he's only giving up 88 points in this, but so far in the season.
Who you like tonight? Who you like tonight between Colts and Broncos?
Broncos, 100%.
But he's got an elite defense.
I can see Beef winning.
I hope he does. I'm Team Beef tonight. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, me too. Trust me, I'm rooting for him. Put Broncos in the last spot in the division. That would be great. Because if Broncos Broncos win, we're gonna have 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, 3-2. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
clusterfuck. Um, and then Texans obviously about to go from 4-1 in one single win, about to be on a 2-game winning streak. So
All right, so let's talk about the division I really want to talk about. AFC East.
Well, dude, that's the thing that sucks about Hank being the sweet slayer is I could have sat here and said that the four best teams in the AFC East, sorry, the four best teams in the AFC are all in the AFC East because it's me, Timmy, Joke, and then Christian has only lost to me, Timmy, and Joke. So plausibly, I could have made that argument, but then Hank comes in and fucks that all up.
Fucks it up or tells the truth?
I don't know. I don't know.
is Timmy
I mean,
better than Hank? Like from
Yes.
previous experience?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. He's got the Super Bowl ring. I think Timmy is better than Hank for sure.
I think I've said this many times before. I think this game comes down to matchups a lot of time, like play style matchups. Even the best players sometimes get caught up against some kind of, you know, uh, just somebody's style that just can't beat. And we'll talk Brina versus RK. Obviously, we'll talk Will versus Levan. Like, I don't think Brina and I are bad players just because we have like
Against a
ridiculously
specific
bad
person.
records against only one person.
Okay, so
Um,
then you're saying it's just a matchup, and that
Could be,
that
could be.
Timmy
I
and
have a lot
Joke
more
are
respect
best
against
teams in the
Hank.
AFC.
Yeah, I have a lot more respect against Hank than people think. People give him credit for.
Oh, me too. But to me, Timmy's a top 4 player.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
And I just can't agree with your statement, Will, with just including Christian in there. Like you
Yeah,
can't. Yeah, you know.
that would have
If
been a big stretch for sure.
if Hank would have been in Christian's, like if Hank would have been in that division, and you guys were eating each other that way, and you could talk me into Hank being a part of that conversation, but just not Christian. It's just too new.
it is funny that we loaded AFC West with some of the better players of the league, but instead of like evening it out in the divisions, 4 different divisions, we just pretty much stacked 2 divisions, and then we got like two contenders in other 2 divisions combined.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. We got the 2 divisions where it's a 1-horse race, and then a couple fucking absolute blood match divisions where it's
Yeah.
like, how are you going to get out of this?
So let's run through this real quick.
Patriots 5-0, one of
Yeah.
what 3 undefeated teams.
Yeah, well, let's start from the bottom on this one because I want to
Okay.
spend a little bit of time on the Patriots and the Bills. Dolphins 2-3. They just moved their quarterback. Felipe Franks is the starter. They have some draft capital. Do you think they sit and wait for the draft? Do you think they're gonna reload right now? Do you think they make a playoff push?
What do you think the chances are of divisional trade? Because Bills just put Mac Jones on a block.
Oh, very high. I know those Swedes love to interact with each other.
Now, do you think Mac Jones is a good fit with Dolphins? Probably not, but
No,
we only
No,
seen
like
Trey
I said,
Lance. You
I
never
thought
know.
Trey Lance was a good fit with the Dolphins. I
I
think
did too.
I think Christian got fucking gun shy here. Like he could have made a push to be a wild card team. Like
yeah.
he lost to 3 great teams. Like why are you
So,
jumping ship now?
so early take or early reactions. Swedes are just super impatient because we could have said the same thing about Timmy and Kyler Murray that he lost 1 game and he traded his franchise quarterback away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they do get a little impulsive with these moves. I think Timmy still regrets taking Kyler fourth, and now he had his
That was
loss,
fucked
and
up.
that finally pushed him over the edge to make
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah. So Dolphins, what do you guys think? Playoff push or no?
No, I think no.
Not first year probably. Not after they lost the quarterback. I
He
mean,
just traded his 2 best players. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If they exactly, yeah. If there was some, if there has some, I don't know. Yeah, with Trey Lance, I probably would have. You could have probably made a case for it that he wins a couple more games down the stretch as Jets and Bills maybe drop 1 or 2, and then now you have a battle for that 2 seed in the division or the second spot in the division. But yeah, after now you're, block
So this
one, step one.
This is where
Figure out
it
what
starts
you're
getting fun. Jets and the Jokes Jets 4-1. Who's his
Yeah.
quarterback? Let me. I'm a
He's got
little
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, pull up his roster. I've got his schedule in front of me here.
perfect.
So he's
And
got
while you guys do that, Jets have scored 260 offensive points so far.
Oh my god.
It's insane. Um, they've allowed 132 points, so obviously they're not really defensive juggernaut. But god damn, 260 points. He must have blown somebody out. Oh yeah,
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell
Ravens,
you. He beat the
71.
Ravens. He put up
Yeah.
70 against the Ravens. He put up 64 against the Browns. He put up 59 against the Bengals. Hank clamped him, held him to 15 points, and then he's right back at it, putting up 52 against the Dolphins this morning.
Okay, so that's a great point. Bring it
Man.
up. I'm glad you brought up his schedule. Do we think Jets
This
are maybe
this
I'm
looks like
waiting
the
to
same
see.
roster as last year. It's just young speed everywhere.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see a very convincing win. Like the Dolphins win is a nice win because I think we all think that Dolphins are a fine player. But like, all right, so let's go. When is he going to get his first like legit good win? At Packers next week?
No, JJ's not that guy no
Packers?
more.
He wins
Oh,
that, but that's not like a
impressive?
huge win. At Broncos week 7.
That's a test.
That's a test.
That is a test. That is a very interesting game.
Yeah, because both of these seems like both these teams are going to be offensive teams, so it's just going to be another, shootout, just like Arcana's was. So I'm actually interested to see that game.
But I might just have this take because I'm not scoring that amount of points anymore. I hope he keeps that up. I hope he keeps that habit up of just trying to go for 70, 60 every game. I really do think that play style is a trap when you're gonna
Oh
start
my
playing
god!
playing a higher level of competition.
I agree. I mean, I'm gonna you know he's not scoring 50 plus against me. Like that shit
Yeah.
does not happen in games that I play. Like so I love playing against the high touchdowns, high interception count quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence. All right, so he's got a crazy stretch of games here around his bye. He's got Broncos, then Patriots, then Bills, then a bye week, then Patriots, then Bears. So 5 tough games. We're going to learn a lot about the Jets in those 5 games for sure.
So yeah, he definitely needs to. It's good that he's winning all these early games because he's gonna obviously he's gonna drop some within that stretch. I mean,
And if you and I'm just putting out a warning for you guys. If you play joke, don't just jump into a game. Do yourself a favor and check out his defensive roster. It is insane the amount of speed he has on that roster.
So
But
how
I
do you
think
deal with that?
you just run it down his throat.
Yeah. And that's
Just
probably
run.
and that's what Hank did,
Yep.
right?
Yep. You just run it down their undersized throat.
ooh,
You just
Ooh.
Bernstein them.
I'm around.
26 carries for 268 yards for Tyrion Davis Price, 10.3 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns, only 2 broken tackles. So he was just running
Free.
in open grass.
Oh, man, freaking Hank has Price as his running back, right? The Texans' real life running back. Is he leading the league?
No,
Pierce.
that's me.
Pierce.
Pierce is mine. Yeah, beast.
How he's a dog?
Yeah, he's good.
All right, so
He's-
joke.
Yeah, he's an 81 overall rookie. It's pretty good. Pretty happy with him.
Damn, and they did a seventh round draft pick like that. That's sick.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and then he's a star dev. I just need one good game from him so he gets a little fucking super stuff dev and we're good.
so joke pushes for playoff contender, division contender, like contender to win the division.
All those,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
Division contender, yep. No reason
Yeah.
to say that he's not at this point.
No.
All right. So here's where it gets fun. Timmy and the Bills also at 4-1, but if you ask me, it feels like he's 0-4.
I know, right? Yeah, he's the team of these top 3 that I have the least. The least confidence in. I'm committed to saying that.
Yeah, same here.
Is that
It's
just
just-
because of the quarterback controversy?
Yeah, absolutely. He just crippled his team. I mean, his defense was playing well, only giving up 96 points so far in the season, and his offense was scoring, enough points to win games. So now you just take away your best player on offense. You just gotta lean on defense, and in a division where your opponents are scoring 60 points in 5 games. Like, it's gonna be tough.
The thing
Yeah.
I said Timmy, but then I'm already backtracking because what did we just say about Joke's defense? Like, if you run it down his throat, you can have success. Like, is Timmy gonna be able to do that against Joke? You think, Brina?
Well, here's the thing. I know Timmy is the god of deving running backs, but I don't see that dude on his roster. I know he's deving this rookie named Hassan Haskins, but
Yeah.
I don't see any special traits, man. And if you don't have the corner, like the whole point of the run game is to, run game, clock control, but is to catch people out of position and take those shots. And with Mac Jones and these receivers, Brandon Ayuk, Nelson Aguilar, and Chase Claypool, I'm just gonna cover one press you all game and just defend the run. So I don't think Timmy's
So
gonna
you
be able
don't
to
think he
run
can
down.
run it down Joke's throat and
No,
be better than the Jets? Okay.
I don't. I really don't. Levon?
No,
I just don't know how you square those two things. You said that look at Joke's defense. He's got a bunch of shitty fast guys, and then the team that's second in the league in rushing. You think that he can't run against them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Timmy, I think Hank has a better offense now than Timmy. I think Timmy's stepped down so much. Like if I'm playing Timmy,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just gonna, I'm
I'm
just
defending
not
the
gonna
run.
respect the pass. I'm not
Yeah,
respecting
exactly.
the
Yeah, I'm
pass.
loading the box. I'm bringing the
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I'm even run committing on some of the plays that I know he's gonna run the play. So yeah, dude, it's
Because
Madden, man.
his O
You gave
line's not great either.
Yeah, you gave away your best asset, which is a quarterback, and now I would not be surprised if you know, if he's just gonna dev some guys, hopefully, and get a quarter. His season's almost done. Like, imagine being 4-1 and trading your quarterback away.
Yeah,
You
and
suck now.
we know that's the formula for Timmy. Like he's probably still gonna end up with 1,000-yard rusher. He's probably gonna dev that rookie, but I don't think he's gonna end up as the league's leading rusher or the best rushing team. Like whenever he's led the league in rushing, he's always had that really nice play action quarterback and like good receivers to just not allow you to fully commit. And right now, I'm fully committing to stopping the run if I'm playing Timmy.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right, and then Patriots 5-0,
Mills season,
baby.
baby.
Yeah, Davis Mills. Wow, dude, what a find. Is this like something that you think? Because this is such an opposite quarterback that you played most of the last Madden with. You had Spencer Rattler last Madden, just you know, absolute running beast. Juke. What was it? What was his ability?
He had jukebox
Jukebox.
when he
Yeah,
first
he
got
had
up in the league.
jukebox. He had rushing touchdowns. Yeah, he was always a threat on it with his legs. And now we go to long neck Mr. Davis Mills, who's just like a sit in the pocket and dice you up from there. Looking at his stats, nothing crazy that pops off on his
Well,
ratings.
Let me tell you guys this, okay? So
Elite
as GM,
processor.
I had a coach. I brought in a coach that we really liked in Jackson Mahomes. Okay, and
Hold on,
he
hold on.
did
Let me
not.
stop you for a second. 1 second, Timmy.
Timmy going off.
We're done with the Bills. You guys are punting the season pretty much. We have no. I think we all three of us can agree we have no.
Yeah, he's the
No,
second
hope
don't get me
leading
wrong. I believe
rusher
in the
when
Bills.
Kyler was his quarterback.
I believe
Yeah.
in the Bills. I believe in the Bills. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong.
so Brina and I are out on Bills. Will is all in with Mac Jones on trade block and 6'9" overall running back. Okay, back to the Patriots. Sorry.
Hold on. I'm gonna put a caveat. The only way I'm back into the Bills, and I think this may happen, I don't think Timmy waits for the draft. I think he's got some moves left in him. I don't know if
Yeah, if that happens, obviously we can reevaluate our takes. But as of right now, Patriots. I mean, I'm sorry. As of right now, the Buffalo Bills are they're in trouble.
Yep.
All right, back to the Patriots. You brought in a coach.
Yeah, no, you guys totally ruined my bit. I was saying that Jackson Mahomes, he didn't like Fitzpatrick, so he drafted Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler had the speed, but couldn't get it done on the big stage. Couldn't win a playoff game. So we let go of Jackson Mahomes. We bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick as our head coach, and he has a quarterback that reminds him of himself. Davis Mills is the closest thing that we have had to Ryan Fitzpatrick, who led us to a Super Bowl. And it's no wonder we're 5-0 and we look like the best team in the league. Is there any team that's had a better start than the Patriots?
No.
Maybe the Cowboys, but
I'm gonna ask you this question, Will.
Yeah, put my wins up against the Cowboys' wins.
Well, before that, who's leading this wagon? Is it Mills or ETN?
It's Mills. It is Mills. Etienne hit his stride in the game against Edge, but he's really kind of been more of just like hit him in the pass game. He really blew up on the ground against the Lions, but it's been all Mills. He's like,
it's definitely Mills. I mean, the quarterback was like 13 touchdowns, 4 picks on the season, probably more after your last game.
yeah,
Obviously playing, and it's not even like you know bootleg play action, because the people are so afraid of ETN that they're daring him to pass. No, this guy's staying in the pocket, dropping back 20 plus times a game. Like this is a mostly pass heavy team, and just dicing you up from the pocket. There's just nothing you can do about it, which is insane when you see Davis Mills succeed so much, and then we just watch Joe Burrow just fucking 4 verticals and just throw it up yellow balls on outside. So it's all about who's the user. To be honest, you can. This is a proof that quarterback maybe sometimes overrated when you have a user who knows how to use user a quarterback. But Davis Mills 77 overall, obviously not a threat on with his legs. Absolute statue in the back. He's throw powers. His accuracies are so good. Okay, so this one pops off for sure.
he's got +5 accuracy right now.
Okay, so his accuracy is mid 80s, which is really good for a young quarterback, 1 year experience. But yeah, other than that, I don't see much. 88 throw power, nothing crazy.
Well, Mills is definitely leading this bandwagon, but I want to kind of give you props on that trade you made for my boy Rara. I almost swindled Stevie for him, dude, but you may not have that alpha wide receiver in the room, but you have guys that are getting open 1 through 4. Like, you just got route runners on your squad and you're just making the right read. You're not pushing Mills out of his comfort zone, and you're just making the right read, or you're calling the right run play in. Everything is just clicking right now, and that's what I love about
wasn't
watching
there
him
a
play.
market for Amon-Ra St. Brown more than what I gave up for him? Like, he's 22 years old, 82 overall. Like, yeah, he's only 89 speed, and everybody freaks out about that. But like that, I wanted him so bad. Like, he's going to be a beast.
What did you give
Honestly,
up for him?
I gave up Javon Kinlaw, who's a star 24-year-old D tackle, is 75 overall. That's it. And
Yeah.
he gave me Amon-Ra St. Brown and 2
Yeah.
future picks.
honestly, I was in talks for Amon Ra before you, but I was hoping that Stevie would bite on the size and speed of Denzel, and I got cocky and I wanted him to add. And once I told him like, "Hey, you have to add," even though I'm the one offering a 72 overall receiver, it just soured the trade talk, and he found you.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
why
I
don't you
really
downgrade your
regret that.
receiver 10 points and then throw me some draft capital?
Come on, guy. But no, dude, he's probably been. He was one of my favorite young wide receiver targets. I definitely fucked that trade up, but he's a little dog, dude. He's already made such an impact for you. So many crucial third down catches. So many.
Oh my God, had an amazing one drive he just took over when Edge was right on my ass. I think he tied it. Edge tied the game. I think it was 35-35, and Amon-Ra just took over a drive, and it was amazing. Like him, Cooks, Alec Pierce, and then I got Jacoby Myers and Treylon Burks as my 4 and 5. Like Mills just spreads it around. Like you don't know where it's going. I think that's the best way to play. That's what I hate playing against.
As a second-year player, Amon-Ra St. Brown catching 94. He's your best receiver. He's instantly your best receiver.
Yeah, I love it.
Nuts. But yeah, so Patriots playoff contender, or are they pushing for the division, or are they pushing for the 1 seed?
I mean, currently 5-0, the only AFC undefeated team, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question they're competing
It,
for
it,
the number
it
one
all comes
seed.
down to Joke and Timmy. Like I have never won against them in league play, and I haven't played either of them yet this season. So it's just going to come down to those games, how we play against each other. And none of us have played against each other, the three of us. So it's
If you
gonna
had to put a mattress Mac bet, are you betting on yourself?
yes, because yes.
As would I. I would bet on you and myself.
Oh, thanks, bro. AFC West, I'm not ready to put any bets down yet.
It's too crazy. AFC West.
Yeah.
I'm like legit scared of Zach Wilson, and that's nuts.
Dude, I rewatched the game, man. In theory, I rewatched that game, and I feel like there was 3 plays that beat me over and over: the bubble screen, the post route over the middle, and Zach Wilson keeping a on the goal line. I, c- I couldn't. Even when I saw him coming, I could not stop it, and it's just so frustrating when it's like I understand what he's doing, but I can't do anything about it. It's super frustrating. But
He's putting your user on an island, dude, and if you miss, you're
every
you're gone.
every time every time I mend up to take away that bubble screen, he would just hit me over the middle with that fucking long post route. Every time I zoned up, so I would take that post route away, he would eat me alive in that bubble screen, just like absolutely wide open guys. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't do anything right. So I mean, kudos to him. He definitely fucking exposed my fucking shit. So
But I mean, you're gonna try to make. I think we're kind of winding down, but you're gonna try to make any trades for that defense, Levan? You guys looking to do anything about your teams?
Not me. I'm
I
done.
don't have anything to trade. I mean, outside of Josh Allen, I don't really have desired pieces around me. So nobody wants to give up their
Marquise is
best.
still a piece, dude. Marquise is still a piece. He still demands a heavy
Mm-hmm.
buy price.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to move on from 97 speed Marquis Hollywood Brown, but I haven't put him on a block or anything. People will have to reach out for me. I'm not again like I'm not about take away pieces on offense. It's what's keeping me in games. So
What about Mark Andrews? I still think that's. I
that's
think a
right.
tight end. I think a tight end cannot be your best weapon on offense.
Receiver,
That
yeah,
yeah,
and
that's my opinion. I might be
he's
wrong.
awesome.
Damn, we could have a whole podcast about that. I feel
Yeah,
like I definitely love having a sick tight end, but
yeah.
let's wrap it up here, boys, because we're at 1 p.m. The football games are about to start.
Perfect timing, boys.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good
Thanks for
listening to you
listening to that.
guys. I think this is gonna be up. Uh, when's the next pod dropping? Sometime midweek. So tune
Yeah,
in for
hopefully we
that.
can get a
Yeah,
midweek pod. That'd be great.
yeah. Midweek pod. We're gonna go back on a 2 week 2 pod week schedule. Hopefully, you guys make sure to play your fucking game so we can advance. I got a bye coming up. I don't want to wait. I'm sour. Just lost the game. All right. See you later, guys.
Hey, send us stuff to talk about, or we're just gonna talk about ourselves.